Okay, picture this. You step outside. It's one of those crisp Sioux Falls mornings, maybe late March, early April.
Yeah, you know the kind. Still feels like winter's hanging on.
Exactly. Patches of snow still hiding in the shade, maybe a bit of frost. But then, pow! This little burst of purple.
Ah, pushing right through the cold ground.
Tiny purple
Oh,
stars.
this there.
That has to be the American Pasque Flower. For so many of us here in South Dakota, that's the sign, our state flower.
It really is. It signals spring is actually finally on its way.
One of the very first wildflowers you see.
I just love finding them. And people call it all sorts of things, right? May Day flower, prairie crocus.
Meadow anemone, Easter flower, windflower.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got a few names.
it really does. And it's so much more than just, a pretty flower. So today we're doing a deep dive into this amazing plant.
Definitely.
We want to explore how this delicate little thing became such a huge symbol for us. Grit, hope, all that prairie pride.
And especially its connections right here in Sioux Falls, drawing on what we've researched and, well, just living here. Yeah, personal experience counts too.
It makes you think, though, how did such a small flower get to be so iconic for South Dakota? Blooming through snow, even.
Seriously,
Yeah.
it's quite a story. Let's maybe start with how it became official.
Good place to start. So the official recognition happened back on March 5th, 1903.
Wow, over a century ago.
Yeah, the state legislature adopted it, and Governor Charles N. Harrod signed it into law.
Okay, so it's been official for a long time.
But what's really interesting, I think, is how South Dakota did it. They specifically paired the Pasque flower with the state motto, I lead.
Oh, I didn't realize they were formally linked like that.
Yep, it's right there in the law. And it makes sense, doesn't it? The flower literally leads the way into spring.
It totally does. Kind of embodies that whole pioneer spirit thing.
Exactly. And apparently, no other state has quite that same symbolic link between its flower and motto in its founding documents. The idea actually came from a teacher.
A teacher. Really?
Yeah, a Hughes County teacher back in 1903 proposed linking the flower's resilience with the motto.
That is such a cool piece of local history. You can see why people back then, like lithographers, saw it as this perfect symbol, blooming even through snow on those windy hills.
Absolutely. But okay, beyond the official stuff, what actually makes it so tough from a, plant perspective?
Right, because our weather is challenging.
Understatement of the year.
Yeah.
So think about its structure. It's tiny, maybe 5-6 inches tall,
So small.
but it's built smart. Those 5 to 8 purple things you see, they're technically sepals, not petals.
Oh, okay.
And they open up first, kind of like a protective cup around the important bits inside the golden stamens.
Ah, okay.
And then there's that classic fuzzy stuff all over it, the silvery hair on the leaves and stems.
Yes. I always wondered about that fuzz. Is it like a little coat?
Pretty much. It acts like insulation, trapping a bit of warmth, creating its own little microclimate against the wind and frost.
Like clover.
And it gets better. The flower actually closes up when it gets too cold.
No way.
Yeah, it hunkers down, and then when the sun warms things up, it opens back up again. A really neat survival trick for our crazy spring freezes.
That explains how it can pop up so early, late March sometimes, right through the snow.
Exactly. Always one of the very first wildflowers. And here's a fun fact. It's actually in the buttercup family.
Get out. Buttercup seems so sunny and meadow-like.
Right. But this one is specially adapted for our dry prairies and those late frosts. Pretty unique even among its relatives.
Just amazing resilience.
Yeah.
And its importance goes way beyond botany, doesn't it? It has
Yeah.
really deep cultural roots.
Oh, absolutely. Especially for the Lakota people. It makes you think about how nature and culture just weave together.
So what did it mean to the Lakota?
They held it in really high regard. Their name for it is Hoxie Chekpa.
Hoxie Chekpa. What does that mean?
It translates to child's navel.
Wow. That's evocative.
It really is. It was tied into manhood rituals, their songs, ceremonies, oral traditions, a powerful symbol of new life and connection to the earth.
That's incredible depth. Did they use it practically too?
There's historical evidence they used it medicinally for things like cataracts, but, and this is really important, the plant is generally toxic.
Right. Good point. So admire, don't taste.
Exactly. It's meant to be appreciated right where it grows. Look, don't touch or eat.
Definitely noted. And speaking of appreciating it, It has such a strong connection for us right here in the Sioux Falls. This is where you really feel that local pride.
It really is. You know how people get obsessed with finding the first robin? Here, it's kind of like that with the Pasque flower, these Pasque flower pursuits.
I like that. Pasque flower pursuits.
Yeah, like the local photographer, Christian Benjamin. He's known for tracking down these big patches of them out in places like the Cave Hills. It captures that local eagerness, finding those first purple signs of spring.
That thrill of discovery is real. And what's great is you don't have to drive hours away. You can find them right here in the city.
That's true. Terrace Park is a classic spot.
Yeah, in the native garden areas or around the Japanese gardens, they just pop up. Maybe not planted because it's the state flower, but they're there.
Naturally occurring. It hints at the city's own sort of botanical history, doesn't it?
It does. And those sightings become part of people's memories.
Definitely. Like Joan Edwards, who grew up on a farm near Lodgepole but lived here in Sioux Falls. She talked about how seeing the first Pasques was this beacon of goodwill and good memories from her childhood springs.
Oh, that's lovely. It connects generations.
It really does. And think about the tradition of Easter walks in Terrace Park.
Oh, yeah. Before the city even puts out the official spring decorations.
Right. Families walking along Cavell Lake on those slopes, specifically looking for Pasque flowers, like a local rite of passage.
Finding that fuzzy little flower sticking out of the cold ground. It's like it's shouting, spring is here, we made it.
It is. It's such a powerful symbol, isn't it? More than just a flower. It's hope, resilience.
Renewal, definitely. After those long gray winters we get, it lifts your spirits.
For sure. Locals, people new to the area, everyone seems to celebrate it. Like a natural Easter bell ringing in the real start of spring.
Makes you feel a bit sheepish complaining about the cold when this tiny thing just pushes right through snow, doesn't it?
It really does. And its adaptations, that fuzziness blooming so early, it feels connected to that pioneer spirit, that prairie toughness people value here.
The unshakable spirit of South Dakotans.
Exactly. It's not just a metaphor, it's like a living example. Pushing through adversity, that vibrant purple against the lingering snow. It shows you that sometimes the most delicate-looking things are actually the strongest.
It's a lesson right there on the hillside.
A lesson we see play out every year.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway? This little flower maybe doesn't bloom for long.
But its impact is huge. It really does quietly lead the way into spring right here on the edge of the prairie in Sioux Falls.
It's more than just botany. It's living heritage. It colors our hills, sure, but also, kind of, our hearts.
Beautifully put. It reminds us that resilience, that hope, it often starts small, with the earliest blooms.
Yeah. It really teaches us that sometimes the biggest stories, the most possibility, can start with just one brave little flower pushing through the snow. That tiny bit of purple can mean everything.
A great thought to end on. We really hope you enjoyed this deep dive, and maybe you'll join us again for another one.
Yeah. And hey, you can always check us out on social media. Find us at yourseasonedagent.com.
Thank you so much for joining us on our journey of, fun, education, and just building a great community here in our wonderful town of Sioux Falls.